can kick it, Greedy, if you want, or you want me to take it? Sweet. Hi, hey, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back, everybody, here to the Casual EAL. We bring an exciting two-game series here between Spacemen, Spiff, and Team Tempest in the Ionia division. My name is Tanner Peanut Metro, and I am accompanied by...
I'm Greedy. First time here. Happy to be here.
Greedy is going to be handling all of our color casting today, but we're gonna go on this journey together. As you said, it is your first time. We are in picks and bans, kind of speeding through these here. We're seeing Kane, Alawi, and Morgana taken off the board, and for Team Tempest, they take off the board Nocturne, Leona, and Cassiopeia. So really just bans targeting all of the lanes here.
Yeah, they're really going after the hard hitters straight out the gate.
Yeah, and they're did their research, obviously. We know HULV likes to play that Kane. It is one of his stronger picks. Alawi taken away from Phoenix in the top lane, and then Morgana is kind of a contested pick between these supports as they both play the caster style. So Morgana just a good pick to take away, and Leona as well. I know that's the only really engage / style that Tysa plays. And it looks like we may see Orianna being picked up first pick. So that is going to Spacemen Spiff, and a pretty safe pick at that.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they end up doing for their top lane. I see both these top laners are rocking some pretty carry-heavy things. Alawi, Mordekaiser. Yeah. So I'm interested to see what they bring out.
Yeah, and heavy AP on the side of Team Tempest if they do lock in this Talia. It can be flexed into the jungle. I've been seeing it a bit here and there, mostly in the mid lane. They are playing it over in Korea, and I believe it's being played today in the LCS. So just a strong pick. Hopefully I'm no longer a robot. Sorry about that.
You are no longer a robot, Peanut.
Awesome. As I was saying, Talia just a solid flex pick. Strong, not only ability power, bursty, mage, but also smashes objectives if you're able to use that threaded volley.
And we see the Warwick coming out for the Spaceman Spiff. Very aggressive jungler. Comes in, can get a lot of early pressure on the board. Can also come in with the late game roams. Very, very aggressive pick. You're seeing a very engage heavy comp coming from the side of Spaceman Spiff.
Yeah, and good ball delivery as well. Orianna, a really strong mage in this meta, and Warwick jumps in, drops the ultimate, and the shockwave to follow from Orianna. So really good, like I said, ball delivery there. And Warwick is one of Lucky Maverick's most comfortable picks, the jungler for Spaceman Spiff. So he should just kind of be able to run away with the game because this is just something that he is so comfortable with, or two. He's very he's familiar with Warwick, should we say. And then Olaf can be picked up on the side of Team Tempest, and now no AD carries have been picked, so we're kind of looking at, hey, let's start targeting that bottom lane. AD carry support still on the board. Lux may go in the support role, I would imagine, for Ashori, for Team Tempest to support there. Like I said, they like to play the caster style. So Morgana taken off the board, Nami taken away, Lux picked away. So we'll kind of have to see how Tysa picks it or plays it.
I would assume the Lux is going to support. They banned out the Zed from the other team, assuming that the Lux was going to support. Zed is, of course, Vinriv's one of his favorite mid laners. So I'm interested to see what he picks up his lane.
Yeah, the final bans rounded out. Set being taken off the board. Kled going to be picked up, and Kled, a solid pick there. You have the Olaf, who is going to be a tanky, kind of run to the backline champion. Lux and Talia kind of want to play it back, but then you pick up the Kled. Not only is he going to be tanky, he's going to be strong, and then you also have just such a huge engage tool from him.
Kled, always a very solid pick. Deceptively hard to get down.
Yeah, it should be interesting, though. I believe Vladimir going to be going into the top lane, so just that standard ranged into melee matchup. I'm hoping to see some early, maybe Executioner's Calling or a Morellonomicon finished by some of these members to stop that healing there. As Sona Zaya going to round out the bottom lane for Spacemen Spiff. And then we're hovering the Kiana, which has been seeing a lot of play recently, and it wouldn't really make sense here because they don't have an AD carry unless they're trying to do like a Talia Lux bottom lane.
We know that Vendriv is very comfortable on the Kiana, so he might be taking a mid lane, and you might be right with the Talia bot lane. We see that Spaceman Spiff is doubling down on that heavy engage style with the Sona and the Zaya, Warwick Oriana. Very, very strong.
Yeah, an interesting play here. The champion select there for Team Tempest. Talia has kind of been coupled in the bottom lane with a couple of other champions. People with hard CC. We saw Talia Pantheon played a lot last season. So maybe the idea here is land a binding with Lux and then immediately follow up with the combo from Talia, the Seismic Shove into the Unraveled Earth. But I just feel like that's one of those lanes where if you get behind or you're not able to land the CC, Talia kind of becomes useless.
Well, we will have to see because I've never seen a Talia bot lane in my years of League of Legends, and so I'm very interested to see how this all works out for them and what kind of level of expertise, what level of comfortability they can get in the bot lane working around this Sona poke and this Zaya's consistent damage that ADCs bring, and how that translates into their late game without having an ADC, how that works.
Yeah, and that's a great point that you just brought up there, that, if Talia does get behind or, isn't as far ahead as Tidzy on the Zaya, they're not going to have that sustained damage. It just seems like a whole heap of burst, and if that doesn't work for you, then you're kind of scratching your heads like, hey, what's next for us?
Yeah, I totally agree.
So we are just going to speed through the picks and bans here. I think they thought, I don't know really what they're doing. They're bamboozling us. Foozle Bamboozle on the other team, but Team Tempest bamboozling us here. Vladimir is such a pain. I was playing a game earlier today, and even with all of the healing reduction in the world, he was so hard to bring down. So Charmelo's, I want to say, going to be kind of like where my eyes are going to be on that Vladimir if he is able to kind of run away with the game. Exactly, the X factor.
Yeah, I'm also interested to see how this top lane comes out, if they end up just farming lane out or if it's very volatile, because Kled has a very strong engage and Vladimir, of course, has a very powerful disengage. So I'm interested to see if it turns out to be a farm lane or if they go at each other.
Yeah, it was kind of brought up to me that Vladimir's, you kind of have to play a mini game in that champion where you play around that the sanguine bar that he has underneath his health. You also play around the sanguine pool that he has, so it's not just so cut and dry in that lane. Very hard lane to gank, and so maybe Olaf doesn't decide to go up there and they just do let them go toe-to-toe, because Oriana is not the best champion at getting away. She does have the cleanse, but with Olaf running you down and you're playing Oriana, that's should be a free kill if you're able to land the undertow.
Yeah, this Spaceman Spiff have a very dominating team when it comes to crowd control, and as you said earlier, Team Tempest seem to be going fully into their burst ability to take out these key targets, like maybe the Warwick or the Zaya, definitely the Oriana, because that ball into the ultimate is going to be very crucial as it comes into the mid game to late game.
Yeah, which it may make the Shockwave hard to land because of the way that Team Tempest want to play, right? Talia and Lux, they kind of just want to stand back, not necessarily going in too deep. Olaf can just run right at your face, but if Warwick ults the Olaf, then obviously that's a bad time there. So the Shockwave is going to be, I would say, key in these fights, just because it is going to be so easy to miss. So Foozle Bamboozle, again, eyes on him when it comes time to team fight. If he's able to land the Shockwave on a key target, and if he is, they also have burst on their side on their side because Warwick, he's going to lock him down, and then there's no way that you miss the combo there with the ball on Warwick. So, man, yeah, both of these teams, it could really go either way here.
Yeah, keeping an eye on this bot lane too. Looking at the Talia ADC, interested to see how that works against Zaya and how that scales into the late game.
Yeah, I
It's gonna
didn't
be very,
see
very interesting.
Zaya. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're all good. I was finishing up.
I didn't see Zaya on Tidsy's, I guess, champions that he played very often. So not only is it an awkward matchup, right? Because you're going into a poke heavy, just long range bottom lane in the Talia Lux, but maybe something that he's not the most comfortable on. Sona did take the exhaust at the last second there. So maybe now just looking to play a little bit safer, kind of give up the lane pressure in order to, like we had said, farm up into the late game and then just have that consistent damage.
Yeah, these team fights, whenever they do happen, are going to be either very slow and long and drawn out, or they're going to be very aggressive and very short. Right? Because of Vladimir and the Orianna, they can poke and just draw it out, or they have the option of going heavy engage with the Sona and the Zaya ult. It seems like they have it in their favor to control the team fights from what I'm looking at, but you never know. The team might be able to pull out some tricks that I haven't seen before, or pull out some. I mean, Talia ADC is a very bold pick, so you never know what they might pull out.
Yeah, might be looking for some early cheese. Olaf strong at level 1. Talia can knock you back with the seismic shove. Just a lot of CC there. Something that is also going to pay huge dividends in this game is which dragon we're going to see, because an Infernal Drake on this poke heavy comp would be huge. That would be, everything that you need as you just, you start to lose a fight, then you just start kiting back and you're healing up every time you're attacking a champion, both health and mana.
Yeah, and Vinriv is the coach for my team actually, and we were talking earlier about Kiana, and what I'm excited to see is I wonder if he's going to try to use the Kiana ult into the Talia ult and try to make a big play there.
Yeah, that could be maybe something that they have been practicing that makes this Talia seem that
Right.
much more, I guess, viable for their team. And it also adds a lot of roam potential as well. So we talked about Orianna being fairly immobile without the flash or anything like that. So, Talia hits level 6, you jump up top Weaver's Wall, and then you already have just an amazing gank there in
Yeah.
the Kiana Supreme display of talent.
Yeah, it clicked late for me, but when it played in my head, I was thinking maybe that's really good. Maybe the Talia bot lane is something they've been practicing for a long time. It might be a really good trick they pull off because they don't have a lot of escape. They have a lot of engage, but none of them have the ability to really get out of there.
Yeah, and cool. Another kind of rhetoric that I like to pay attention to is I noticed that TTU Phoenix was annotated as the team captain, and I love to see how the team captains can kind of carry in these tournament settings by not just their gameplay but their voice as well. So if they do decide to put Phoenix behind, or he does start to lose that lane, into the Vladimir, it's going to be interesting to kind of pay attention to how he's actually able to keep composed and kind of keep this team together. It is only a best of 2 series, so your most likely or your best outcome obviously would to be 2-0 in this series. But if he gets behind, they lose the first game, can he come back in the second one?
Yeah, they have the same record, and so they're both scrapping and fighting for the upper hand. I'm sure they
Yeah,
both don't want to 1-1 tonight.
I'm glad you pointed that out. Both of these teams are 5-3, so this is kind of the stepping stone to set somebody ahead. We are here into. I am there, all caught up with you guys, and as we were saying there, this really being a stepping stone, kind of putting one team ahead of the other. So important games, like you said, you don't want to go 1-1 because then again you're just tied until you meet again. If you meet again, and early in the game, we just see a 5-point stance from Spacemen Spiff, not looking to do anything too crazy, and Team Tempest looking for something but not finding it.
Yeah, it seems like they are all just classic builds. Everyone going the standard route. Warwick going up to the mid lane, looking at the Kiana. No one's trying to do anything too spicy.
Yeah, an interesting pickup in the Zaya. She's got the commencing stopwatch. Uh, I don't hate that because it is essentially a free 600 gold, and I would imagine that she's also going with the free boots in that uh, inspiration tree. Oh, you can't pick both. Never mind. Then maybe she's going. I don't even know what's in that tree. I would imagine. Oh, true. The biscuits or the CDR. I wish we had like super awesome like broadcasting tools that brought up other stuff like the LCK does. But pretty standard start, both of these junglers starting at blue, which means they may end up on opposite sides of the map. Something that I had noticed that Ultimate Ace does have a 71.8% kill participation. So on this Talia pick, they may look to play heavily around the bottom side and try and get him ahead.
So looking at the Zaya, she's picked up biscuit delivery and perfect timing. So those biscuits are going to come in really handy. She's expecting that early poke and just to stay back all game, or just the laning phase, and use those biscuits to get back up to health. It seems that's exactly what Vinriv is doing, sitting back very far, being very safe.
Yeah, a little bit of scuffle in the top lane. Kled getting the better of those trades so far, but Vladimir feeling nice and safe. He should be able to heal up pretty easy as well. The commencing stopwatch on Orianna too, which I think is amazing because a very key item in a melee or in an AD into AP matchup is going to be the Zhonya's Hourglass. So again, free 600 gold, you're going to have a stopwatch. As Kled now, he's got the violent tendencies there, but just not enough damage to finish out the Vladimir. An early gold lead in favor of Team Tempest. We're seeing it in the bottom lane there. Talia Lux getting the better of that one. And just as we had expected, Talia Lux just going to push into the turret. Zaya going to have the biscuits to stay nice and healthy and farm underneath her turret. But Ultimate Ace getting the better of these trades so far. And, I mean, things are pretty quiet. Just a 200 gold lead. A little bit of counter jungling by both junglers looking around. But nothing too exciting just yet. The bottom lane actually roaming up, maybe trying to catch out Warwick, but he did complete the scuttle there. And again, everybody's just going to go back to their respective lanes and play nice and safe. There's a bear trap on a rope, though. Out comes the Sanguine Pool. No ignite available. The flash for flash, and Vladimir stays alive. But Kled, unexpected to me. I thought he was going to be losing this matchup and getting the better into the range of melee, but here to the flash, and there's first blood. Going over to HULV, he flashes forward and drops the undertow. Just a beautiful play there.
Very nice. Very nice use of the flash. Comes up from behind.
Yeah, the teleport going to be used from Vladimir to get back in lane, so he won't miss out on too much. He does have himself a CS lead, and only an assist on the Kled there, so shouldn't be too far ahead in gold, just about 200 as the mid laners trade it back and forth, but both of them getting low on mana.
And we see that this Kled has picked up early boots and damage, going for that aggressive style play, avoiding the health that we see Kleds maybe going early.
Yeah, and it's pretty expected there. It's going to allow Kled to, I mean, he's already ahead. Had he been behind, I would expect some kind of health build, maybe something to keep him relevant in this game. But with an early gank, kind of pushing Vladimir out of lane, able to focus towards that damage. He's also got the boots now, so going to be able to run down Vladimir that much easier. But, you know, we're kind of speaking his praises. Charmello did a great job in that lane, teleported back up, now has himself a CS lead, and the gold virtually even, which is about 100 apart now. Phoenix looking for something here. Got the bear trap on the rope, and he might just be able to run him down here. Maybe no sanguine pool available. He heals up for a little bit, but it doesn't matter. The solo kill for Phoenix in the top lane.
And we see how strong those auto attack resets are from Kled as they come out, and that bear trap reducing that healing off of Vladimir's Q. Very, very strong.
Yeah, applying its own grievous wounds there. And I didn't see, maybe Vladimir had used the sanguine pool to push out the lane, but he didn't have it available. And I mean, that's such a long cooldown at level 1, which makes a free kill in the top lane. And then with all that pressure on the bottom side, a free Infernal Drake going over to Team Tempest.
Yeah, we see how in Season 10 it's really important for these dragons to be secured early and as often as possible, because teams are really pushing for that, whatever dragon soul they're looking for as soon as they can.
Yeah, Kled gonna use that ultimate, get back to his turret after shoving it out. I would imagine he takes a recall here. He does have the teleport still available if Vlad decides to push that out. And something that we've seen, like you said, talking about the objectives, talking about the dragons, it doesn't look like we're going to see this teeter-totter strategies, I like to call it, where the bottom lane stays down bot side, take the dragon, then swap with the top laner, take the Rift Herald, and kind of just teeter-totter back and forth between top and bottom lanes. It looks like neither of these teams really put in too much priority, and it might just be because Kled is just such a huge nuisance in the top lane already.
Yeah, they might want to capitalize on getting their bot lane ahead and trying to just create pressure around that side of the map. They're not really doing anything that they don't want to do at this point. Top is ahead, and they're kind of just chilling.
Yeah, that they are. Everybody kind of just hanging out as things have stabilized. Only a 600 gold lead for Team Tempest. And Infernal Drake, only one of them doesn't feel amazing. As we might see a gank in the mid lane. HULV coming through. There's a flash for flash, though. So Supreme Display of Talent gonna miss. And Foozle Bamboozle stays safe for now. But we talked about it. No cleanse, no flash. Orianna, she's feeling pretty scared.
Yeah, we see that on this Kiana, he still has the Ignite. So she is free to do whatever she wants in that lane.
Yeah, she does still have that kill pressure, but she is down just about 30 CS, so Orianna doing a good job. Again, playing safe. Foozle Bamboozle knows that, especially now, he doesn't have those summoners. He has to play extremely safe, and he's able to do that. He doesn't have to worry about stepping up too far, can just bounce that ball around with the attack and the shockwave. Stay nice and safe. And even during that gank there, it wasn't even too far pushed down, and it almost seemed a little bit forced by the Team Tempest mid lane and jungle, but they managed to get the flash and a couple of summoner spells, so a good gank.
We see that these biscuits and corrupting potion doing a lot of work for this mid lane Kiana, restoring a lot of health, keeping her in the lane, allowing her to CS. You see the bat coming in.
Yeah, the smite on the Scuttle Crab, but Phoenix finds Maverick. The fear comes out, so he stays safe for now and forced to use the ultimate defensively. I would imagine that means that this Rift Herald will go over to Team Tempest uncontested, and a huge ultimate down now. Warwick gonna essentially just have to farm up the jungle until that's back. Olaf trying to clear the vision, got the blast cone over the wall. And I believe he will start that one up. So the first Rift Herald may be taken here, which hopefully that means we will see a second one. And hopefully we will see that Rift Herald take some plates. As we see top lane already got one for himself. So nice gold in the pocket of Kled. Now he's looking for the engage. Sanguine Pool going to keep Vlad safe for now. Bear Trap on a rope, not available. But again, a long cooldown, so Kled can still look to make something happen.
Yeah, and a very close game still.
Yeah, the all in right there on Foozle Bamboozle. The Ignite is on. He has to be careful. He's trying to walk away. Does he have the shield to stay alive? The Ignite is not going to be enough. But Olaf, we've seen him do it before. He walks up, he drops the axe. We'll see if he's able to do that now. Foozle Bamboozle gonna play this one safe. And Warwick is there. There's the Undertow. Not gonna find anything. The fear underneath the turret. Ragnarok gonna come out. Going to keep Olaf safe for now. The all-in on the bottom side. Just going to find a little bit of damage. And there's the poke. Ultimate Ace might be able to find this one. There's a Featherstorm, though. Going to keep Tidsy safe for now. Kiana has made her way down. The ultimate not available. Weaver's Wall going to split up the team. Taisa underneath the turret, but a beautiful crescendo there. They're trying to find the kill. They do find it with the threaded volley as Zaya doing what she can underneath their turret. But Maverick wants to trade it back. He's just going to walk in. A couple auto attacks and a chomp will get it done. Tidsy in trouble, but he manages to get one. Not before being traded back as Phoenix teleported down on the bottom side now. Maverick going to be stuck under turret. He has the ultimate back, but there goes Scarl. Can he get away? Phoenix is safe. Maverick is safe. And overall, a 2 for 2 on the bottom side of the map, but a scrappy fight. And Olaf once more, he's down here. He's looking for Maverick. He smites away the big Krug. Doesn't land the axe, so he can't follow up there. And just so much pressure again. Like we said, the bottom side of the map is going to be so much focus here. And Ultimate Ace got himself a nice lead.
Yeah, you can see they're up about 700 gold at this point. And they traded a good 2 kills back onto Tempest, but it wasn't enough to get them that gold advantage.
Yeah, Kiana really trying to get it done on the top side as Dragon has made his way onto this rift, and Cloud Drake is one of my favorite dragons. If you're only going to get one of them, it still feels amazing. You know, not like the Infernal Drake, 4% AP AD. In theory, is not that much. You would like to have multiple of those. But the next 2 dragons coming up obviously feel good as well. The Ocean and the Mountain. So we'll just kind of have to see. Again, we talked about the Ocean Drake would be huge for Team Tempest. Being able to kind of just stay back and poke and heal up while doing it. So just negating the burst. But I guess it could go either way. If you have the Ocean Drake on the side of Spacemen Spiff, you're also negating a lot of that burst ability from Team Tempest.
Yeah, both teams looking to get these dragons. They're very crucial.
There's the shockwave, though. V-Rib has to be careful. Bafoozle Bamboozle doesn't carry. Finds a solo kill. I wasn't expecting him to flash forward, but he does aggressively and finds one for himself. He's got the completed Luden's Echo, so he's feeling good. V-Rib, unfortunately, bought those early Moby boots to try and make plays around the map, so he didn't have the damage or the health to stay alive into that fight. And a flash for flash means Boozle Bamboozle picks that one up, and now Phoenix looking for Charmello in the top lane. Does have the Grievous Wounds on. The single pool has been used, but no follow-up engage. The charge is unavailable for now. And now Cloud Drake going over to Spaceman Spiff, and, you know, just the kill in the mid lane, the back timings for the jungler made that possible.
Yeah, very important to look at rotations and sneak out dragons when you can.
A little bit of counter jungling coming out as Kiana steps up, maybe a little bit too far, gets chunked out. Warwick did manage to secure the red buff, but the GLP, the Super Soaker, trying to find the combo, not going to get it just yet. Tidsy goes up into the air, dodges the ultimates, but it doesn't matter. He can't dodge the follow-up damage as V-Rib picks that one up.
See the power of the Kiana roams, second fastest roamer in the game. Under Talon. Very, very, very fast. I'm hearing Quinn. Yeah, Quinn, fastest. Maybe she's the 3rd fastest.
Yeah, I mean, she's got the Moby boots too, so it just makes it so viable. This team, you can tell, already looking to make plays all over the place. Whether that be Kiana coming down or, you know, Talia still having the Weaver's Wall to make plays elsewhere. They did drop the Rift Herald in the bottom lane, so they managed to take that turret. That's going to be first turret going over to Team Tempest. Top lane getting dangerously low, and it looks like they might also rotate to try and take this mid lane. So pretty methodical lead here early in the game, and 1,500 gold in favor of Team Tempest as the top laners going toe-to-toe again. But Phoenix just going to walk out of that one, not trying to bite off more than he can chew.
Yeah, Kled has finished the Tiamat and is...
Ultimate Ace has to be careful. The Shockwave comes down. Fuzzle Bamboozle almost deletes him in one combo, but he is able to get away for now. And again, if you don't have that Talia, you're having a hard time trying to find this damage without really having to throw your squishies right into that team. So Ultimate Ace needs to play safe. A couple more items, and Fuzzle Bamboozle will be deleting the squishies.
And a very commanding CS lead for this Oriana mid lane. Up 60 CS right now.
Yeah, and with that kill, all tied up in kills, 1-0-0 on the Oriana, 1-2-2 on the Kiana, but a 900 gold lead, and she's actually, Kiana's actually sitting on 1,300 gold herself, so before fighting, I'm sure V-Rib would like to find a recall, maybe complete one of those items before trying to contest this Rift Herald, because it feels so bad when you're sitting on so much gold, and you die, and you're just thinking to yourself, you're kicking yourself in the butt, and you're saying, I should have just recalled and tried to make the play after. Now the top laner's going toe-to-toe. Phoenix and Charmello. Charmello actually getting the better of the trade there. As HULV going to run it down Maverick. He's got the Ragnarok to the Fear. Is not going to land, and it should be enough. The flash for flash, though, as HULV forced to retreat from the Rift Herald, but the teams are making their way down. Fuzzle Bamboozle waiting in the wings. Trades a little bit of damage. A Shockwave coming down, though, only half HP. The Supreme Display Talent does find the stun. Will they find the follow-up? The final spark coming out, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Sona gets in there. There's the Infinite Dress on the back line. Olaf trying to do what he can, but he cannot do enough as he will fall, and Lucky Maverick will chase down the support. Now here comes Phoenix. No Scarl available. The shutdown going over to Vladimir, and a 4-for-0 for Spaceman Spiff.
Just wow.
Yeah, not much to say about that one. It looked really good for Team Tempest. They ran the jungler off, and then, V-Ribbon he steps up a little bit too far on the Kiana. And like we said, a couple of auto attacks, or a couple of abilities rather, chunks you out of the fight, and you can't find your way in, and, things flip on their head.
Yeah, and we see... Yeah, we see Kiana is building the Hex Drinker and the Dirk, and I wonder what she's building. She's going for that early magic resist, but also wants that lethality, but also wants the Tiamat auto reset. So very interesting build coming from Kiana.
And she's trying to find a kill on Charmello here. She does have the invisibility there, but this is not a fight she wants to pick. She's forced to flash away. She's got the Hex Drinker shield, but Charmello just going to run her down. Will he go into turret? No, he will not, as Shelly gets off a second charge. V-Riv has to be careful, and he's going to try and hold this top lane, but I don't know if he can. Charmello should just be able to dive him here.
Yeah, the Vladimir has Phase Rush. Carmelo is ready to engage, hopefully with the Q, empowered Q, go in. He's looking to take this top lane for sure. He's staying there.
And Vladimir strong in these fights. The Oriana ult was used, trying to find Ultimate Ace in the Dragon Pit before it had spawned. So with Vladimir on the top side of the map and no Oriana ult available, that just means a free Mountain Drake going over to Team Tempest. On the top side, Phoenix trying to do something here. He wants to get more. Charmello running the wrong way, though. He has half HP. He might be able to look. There comes Ultimate Ace with the Weaver's Wall. There's the roams we were talking about. The final spark and the shutdown going over to Ace. And there it is. There's the roams we were talking about. A beautiful Weaver Wall to cut him off, and they pick up the kill.
Yeah, that is the strength of the Talia. Definitely. Once you get out of the laning phase, the Talia really shows what she's made of. Doing the job of a mid laner.
Yeah, and they haven't needed to... I guess we're still early in the game. We're only 20 minutes. Baron did just spawn. We did see the second Rift Herald going over and actually taking the top lane for Spaceman Spiff. So they are now up 3 turrets to 2, and we're just not seeing Xayah being too useful. And I think, again, Talia, she did get a nice start, and obviously she's able to look for those weird fights that can put her ahead. But is it going to be enough? Xayah trying to catch up in CS, and again, she is that 80 carry, that sustained damage. So we'll just have to see if all of that eventually pays off as we scale later into the game.
Yeah, I think as we scale later, the Orianna is just going to get stronger and stronger. She's already taken a commanding lead at 20 minutes, and I believe that, you know, based on the team on both sides, she'll be able to keep them at a good distance to do what she wants. And as we were saying earlier with the Warwick, she's going to be able to keep them at bay. And
they spun out the Olaf, though. Woo, that was scary. So Olaf ultimate down. Not really looking to fight here. As ultimate ace does get cut out by the shockwave. A lot of damage, and Tinsy picks that one up. A beautiful kill there by the Xayah to flash forward. Finds a couple of autos, and now Phoenix maybe in a bad spot here. And man, that's exactly what you were saying. Orianna only going to be stronger. And almost 100 to 0s. Ultimate ace there, and then a nice follow-up by the Xayah to pick that one up. And, you know, if you want the sustained damage after Orianna, that's exactly what you have to do. Orianna blows her full ultimate, you put the kills on Xayah, and then as the fights carry on, Xayah should be doing most of the heavy lifting.
Ooh, and we see a large power spike on the Orianna. Has finished 2 items now, the Ludum's Echo and the Spellbinder. So she's looking to rack up those spells in the team fight and get that movement speed so she can get that engage.
Yeah, it makes it easy for her to run you down. But now, speaking of getting run down, Charmelo in a bad spot, but there's the Infinite Duress gonna knock Kled off of the Scarlet. Charmelo getting dangerously low, though. He's healing up, but it's not enough. A 1-for-1 so far, and Maverick now wants to run down this Qiyana. He is a very hungry Warwick. She will dash away for now. The flash is available. He's going to use it there. Get on the other side, but she goes invisible. Does she have enough to juke? She does. Maybe? This is insane. How is she still getting away here? So huge. Warwick finally picks that one up, but so elusive. And now Ultimate Ace in a bad spot. Gets caught up by the Crescendo, and Foozle Bamboozle grabs that one on top of it all. So trades across the map, but we're still seeing a 2,000 gold lead in favor of Spaceman Spiff.
Dragon's coming up soon. And in the bot lane, that was crazy with VRiv going back and forth with the dashes, and we see the mobility of the Qiyana and what it can really do. Has a lot of experience on that champion.
Turret going down on the bottom side. 4 turrets to 2 in favor of Spaceman Spiff as the Dragon is spawning here soon. 15 seconds on that. Another Mountain Drake. And I mean, for either team, there's going to be 3 available. So that's going to feel pretty good if you're able to get, you know, 18% in your resistance column. It's just going to make your front lines even bigger front lines. And there really isn't one for Spaceman Spiff. Now, 600 gold bounty on Orianna's head. Not only is she doing a lot of damage, but she has a lot of gold here. She's up 80 CS, just about, and a 2,000 gold lead with 1,300 gold of that in her pocket. So, as I was saying before, she may look to recall, but the Dragon is not going to let that happen. But now Foozle Bamboozle catches out the Qiyana. She uses the cleanse to try and chase her down there, and the fight breaks out in the river. Phoenix gets a knockback on Maverick, but he goes golden to stay alive for now. Charmelo in the backline as well, doing a lot of damage as much as he can. He manages to pick up the Lux. That's going to be that. Here comes a shockwave, though, onto Maverick. 2 dead, but that's going to be a 3-for-1 so far, as now VRiv has to run away. Spaceman Spiff, they are going to chase him down. Foozle Bamboozle does not want to let this one go, and the Dragon should go the way of Spaceman Spiff. The only members remaining are the Olaf and the Qiyana for Team Tempest.
Yeah, beautiful ults on both sides. They took it out very clean. All I can say is these team fights are very flashy. You are a great spectator, man.
Hey, Seraph's Embrace Sona is not something to be memed about, okay? If G2 can do it in the top lane, then these guys can do it in the bottom lane. And yeah, we're... So we're seeing, though, just how well the team fight comp is beating the poke comp. You know, you step up a little too far, and you know, you're gonna get chunked out, and a lot of that is because of Foozle Bamboozle. He finds a Kiana on the backside. She may have been looking for a flank, but immediately he turns onto the Kiana and runs her down with the Spellbinder, and then the rest of the fight to ensue. And then because she didn't need to use it, her ultimate rather, on the Kiana to pick up the kill, she just goes right back into the fight and uses it on 2 members. Puts it on the Warwick, just like we talked about. He ults in, 2 members eat the ultimate, a 4-for-1. But we can't count out Team Tempest. It's only a 3,000 gold lead, and they're still fighting here in the mid lane, grabbing these turrets, so opening up the map the best they can. But things are slowly going to start to stabilize until one of these teams either decides to pick up this Baron or the next Mountain Drake. Oh, they do catch out Charmello. They are looking for a flank here. Kiana on the backside. She wants to play this one safe, though. Last time, that did not go too well in their favor. But the river is where you want to fight. Now, here comes the charge from the Kled. He's going to go into all 5 members. There's Kiana as well. Can she find the ultimate? They're trying to wait for it, but it doesn't matter because the Shockwave sits her down. Warwick picks up 2. Vladimir grabs one for himself, and now going golden is Foozle Bamboozle. He's trying to kite away from this one, and that is a clean 4-for-0 for Spaceman Spiff.
They are taking command of this game with these repeated team fights. They're going straight for Baron, looking to close it out.
Yeah, we are seeing such a desync in the team here where Talia and Lux, they want to play it safe. They want to stay back and try and poke it out before they jump into these fights. But Phoenix, I mean, he's got different plans in mind, and he jumps right into the team, and they couldn't even stack the combo that you were speaking of. 3 members were lined up for this supreme display of talent, but Foozle Bamboozle deleted the Kiana before she could even ult, so that really flips the fight on its head. And now you've got 4 members and Sona, who is still very impactful, but that are very strong on Spaceman Spiff. You've got 3 items completed on the Vladimir, 3 items completed on the Oriana, and then the Infinity Edge and Essence Reaver for the Xayah. And, I mean, right now, if you're Team Tempest, you got to try and find a way back into this game.
Yeah, and if I were Team Tempest, I would be thinking, what are my win conditions right now? How do I take this team and slow them down and start to get my gold back to where I want it and get it on the people I want it on? And I think the key to that is getting on the same page as we were talking about. Do we engage? Do we chill back? Do we poke? Do we rely on the Kled? Or do we hit them?
That has got to feel horrible. 2 ultimates used there, and I mean, if they're able to find these small objectives, but now on the top side, Charmello just going to run down Phoenix, who is getting the better of the trades early. He flashes away. Charmello doesn't have it, but it doesn't matter. The Hemo Plague going to pick that one up. Now, rampaging is the Vladimir, and with 2 huge ultimates down for Team Tempest, the mid lane inhibitor under fire.
Yeah, you see this Warwick has the Guardian Angel ready. Going to look to take some damage and try to bait them out.
Yeah, Final Spark going to find a little bit of damage, but unfortunately Team Tempest just have to concede that objective. There are 3 members that are 2 and 5 on this team, which is funny to me because that's random that 3 of them all have the same score. 2 of them have the exact same score.
Yeah, 2, 5, and 2. And we see Warwick is just running around with tier 1 boots. He does not value the movement speed. He wants the tankiness, just going full health and armor, and going that bruiser build of damage on the side.
Yeah, and it's really paying off. Just, I mean, you only have squishies on the side of Team Tempest. You've got the Olaf, who isn't the best tank. Now Foozle Bamboozle catches out the Kiana in the jungle. There's a supreme display of talent, finds it onto 2. The Final Spark gonna split the uprights. But that's gonna be the second Mountain Drake going over to Spaceman Spiff.
Very big ultimate that they don't have now for the next team fight. If it happens within the cooldown of Kiana's ultimate, that supreme display of talent is so key.
Yeah, but the Shockwave down as well, unfortunately, Oriana, not the only member that you have to worry about, but a big ultimate. If you are looking to fight, it is now. But something that I like to kind of point out or talk about, but there's actually the ultimate. The flash engage there from the Warwick goes a little bit deep. Ashery getting into trouble as well. Goes golden, but it doesn't matter. The Shockwave is back up and a double kill there for the Xayah. Now ultimate Ace trying to run away, and HULV is going to slow the team down, but it might not matter. There's the engage, though. The charge coming out from Kled. They're trying to do what they can. Warwick just being in the front line. He's got the GA, so it doesn't even matter. The bottom inhibitor going to fall. 5 members still alive for Spaceman Spiff, and they're trying to finish this game out. A huge shutdown going over to Phoenix, but he falls following that shutdown. Maverick still has the GA available, and Olaf just cannot get it done. He's stuck in the middle of 4, and now the Nexus turret's under fire. The only member alive is going to be Ultimate Ace on that Talia, and he may not be enough. They waited too long to fight. The Shockwave came back up. 4 members fall, and the Nexus will follow. Spaceman Spiff grab game number 1.
Very action-packed game, and it worked how we thought with Kiana putting the pressure on the mid lane early to get ahead and close it out.
Yeah, just a commanding performance. We saw Charmelo getting behind a little bit early in the game. In the top lane, Phoenix doing what he can. He built 0 magic resistance, unfortunately, so he wasn't able to continue to carry and push his lead. He jumped right into the Titanic Hydra, the Black Cleaver, and unfortunately, just the rest of the team and allowed Charmelo to get back in the game, and they really just ran away with it. Oof,
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are going to take a quick break before jumping into game number 2 between Spaceman Spiff and Team Tempest. Spaceman Spiff taking game number 1, but should be an action-packed series coming to the next one. So don't go anywhere, and we'll see you guys in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Game number 2 between Spacemen, Spiff, and Team Tempest. So these teams are going to be switching sides. Team Tempest will be on the blue side, Spacemen, Spiff on the red side. And a fast game 1, pretty quick. As soon as Spacemen, Spiff started to pick up things, they just kind of ran away with the game. How are you feeling about game number 1, Greedy?
I think it was a pretty commanding game. They ended up taking it with a pretty strong comp. We were talking about it early game, and I think that the ability just to engage on the other team or disengage and back off freely is what took it for them. They were able to control the pace of the fights. They're able to use the Sona ult how they wanted. It was really, really nice.
Yeah, they really just they played it smoothly. They played it as their team should have, and Team Tempest didn't really get a chance to do that. We spoke a little bit about the kind of desync in the team where they've got the Kled for very, very strong engage, and then they have the rest of the team that kind of wants to play it safe and poke out. But we are jumping into picks and bans game at number 2. Ionia immediately going to be taken off the board, and she is such a pain to play against. So I don't hate that. I don't hate that ban. I think it's super strong. Takes away the engage tool, and I thought we would see some target bans from the champions in last game, but it looks like we're just going to repeat the same ones from game number 1.
We see the Orianna ban coming down. They don't want to deal with that anymore.
I completely missed that. How silly of me. So with Orianna banned, Team Tempest didn't have to ban the CasualEAL, and they pick it up for themselves. So V-Ribbon will take that in the mid lane, and then standing across from them, Syndra and Warwick. So with the mid lane already being picked up, you can pick up the Syndra and feel pretty good about it. And then you put Lucky Maverick right back on that Warwick pick where he feels so comfortable.
See the Nami pick coming down, or the hover.
Yep, that one going to be locked in there. As I said, both of these supports like to play the caster style, and CasualEAL Nami. Now, I said CasualEAL could go in the mid lane. CasualEAL Nami, a very strong bottom lane as well. Nami's Tidecaller Blessing, the auto attack buff, is no longer an auto attack buff. It also affects abilities now. So you put that buff on CasualEAL, she starts spitting out those twin fangs. And as I said, that they pick Jinx. So everything that I was just talking about is a lie.
A very strong buff on Nami that came out not too long ago, where her abilities now slow. The ability that does the auto attack increase now slows also. Very, very strong on someone like Jinx, where you have repeated auto attacks. Those auto attacks now can slow and keep you sticking on to your target.
Yeah, able to just run you down. And then once you get that reset on the takedown, again, Jinx just continues to go ham. We see the Vladimir picked up, which, I mean, this composition is essentially looking the same, minus the Syndra. You've got Vladimir in the top lane, Warwick in the jungle. They do ban away the Sona and the Misfortune, but those weren't really big factors. I'm not too sure. I guess maybe the bottom lane for Team Tempest didn't want to deal with the Sona, maybe ults, or just some kind of engage there. But they do take away a couple of lanes or a couple of bottom laners. So it's just very interesting that Team Tempest didn't really target ban much more than that, because I don't know about you, but I felt the Warwick did a fantastic job kind of just running away with the game.
Yeah, I was expecting the Warwick ban to come down also, but I guess they think that they have an answer to it for this time. We see the Kled being hovered.
I would assume that they're just memeing because of Vladimir just beat the Kled, but maybe they do think that he can win the matchup. Phoenix feels strongly about that one. It does have the grievous wounds, and maybe he just itemizes a little bit different, throws in some more magic resistance, and we actually see it locked in. So I think that's exactly what they're thinking here is, hey, we did good in that matchup. We can do even better with the build path, or maybe playing around the map a little bit more, but they're not shying away from that range into melee matchup.
Yeah, he did have a good showing early on the Kled into Vladimir, so he might be thinking, if I just play the late game better, it's an easy rep.
Yeah, Mumu picked up. This is more of the composition you would have expected to see with the Kled pick, whereas now you have all the follow up in the world. A Mumu jumping in, Kled jumping in, the Cassiopeia getting sped up by the Kled ultimate, and then Jinx just kind of standing in the backline launching out those rockets. So Team Tempest, you know, and what's the word I'm looking for? An interesting composition in game number 1, but now they're going back to something a little more standard, maybe something they're a little more comfortable with moving into game number 2. Because as we have stated, this right here is kind of, games on the line for these guys. Right now, Spacemen Spiff up 1 game. If Team Tempest do manage to take game number 2, they will be tied in the standings still at 6-4 for both of the teams. So we'll just see how they decide to do it with this standardized composition.
Yeah, definitely going to be a engage heavy comp still on the Spaceman Spiff side. They're looking to take it right into the face of the enemy team with the Rakan and Warwick, and the Zai being picked up again.
Yeah, and you only subbed out a couple of people there. You still have the Vladimir, you still have the Warwick, you have the Zaya as well. Fuzel now on the Syndra and Taisa now on the Rakan. So like you're saying, it just adds so much more to that engage tool. And then you have the Lovers duo bottom lane, so maybe makes them stronger this lane. Maybe they're able to kind of dictate the pace of the lane, because as we saw in game number 1, Ultimate Ace and Ashori were really just running the show down there, shoving them into turret. They took the first dragon, and then things kind of got out of hand from there. But it's going to be interesting how do they play now into a more standardized composition for both of these teams.
Yeah, the Featherstorm on the Zaya, we didn't see it getting too much value, but it might be different this game.
So we are just running through the picks and bans here. I'm excited for this one because the first game almost feels like a throwaway game. I'm not too sure how many times these players have faced off in the past, but you pick a really interesting bottom lane and then you can't really do too much with it. And we had talked about it. That's kind of the rhetoric there, where if Talia doesn't take off, she's not going to be very useful. And now that they're bouncing back to something more standardized, more normalized, could look to take game number 2. And something that I spoke about in game number 1 is Phoenix kind of taking charge. He got behind. Unfortunately, they lose game number 1, but being the captain of the team, he says, put me on the Kled. I'm going to charge us right into victory in game number 2. So we'll see how he bounces back individually.
That is a very interesting thing you point out, that he is the captain of the team. So if he feels that he can dominate this early game in this top lane, then his team might back him up and he might be able to rally them around him and carry them to victory. It's going to be very exciting to watch this game. It seems like they both got some picks that they really enjoy.
Yeah, Summoner spells staying the same. Syndra going to try and be safe. A champion, just like Orianna, has to play back, has to be careful. And then once you blow the flash and the cleanse, you're kind of a sitting duck in lane, but able to kind of play a little bit safer, play back. A Mumu now instead of the Olaf for HULV. This champion not only brings a huge ultimate to the team fights, but can be a tankier front line if he does decide to do just that, and has a more reliable engage. The Olaf, you miss an axe or two, and you kind of just screw yourself out of the fight, or you just screw yourself out of the gank. A Mumu, you toss out a bandage toss, and at the very least, you're getting a summoner spell.
Yes. The one thing I'm going to be interested in is the early game ganks are going to be a lot different on these Amumu than they are on the Olaf. The Olaf has the ability to flash and Q and pick up these very, very long range kills. And we saw him attempt that 3 times in the last game. So I'm interested to see how his aggression translates into Amumu, whether it is worth it or not, whether he gets the big plays.
I'm sad to see Ultimate's ace, his kill participation tanking a little bit in that game. But with the Olaf being, or HULV rather, being aggressive early, we'll have to see if he decides to do the same thing on the Amumu, because Amumu's not very strong early. He does have some strong CC, but he's not Olaf where he can just run you down with the axes. It's going to be interesting to see how if they still decide to play around the bottom lane, look for those objectives as they did early in game number 1. And then if they do that, hopefully they can just kind of continue to snowball that early lead, because we saw, like I said, early leads for Team Tempest. They just weren't really able to translate it into the late game.
Yeah, and that's a very I want to say, like, when it comes to early game pressure, you want to say that early game makes you feel better, but sometimes it's the false net and you let yourself get too relaxed and you end up letting little mistakes go by because you feel that you're ahead. And so they might be tightening up this game, saying, let's get the early lead, keep that lead the whole time, and close it out, take the 1-1 home.
Yeah, Cassiopeia in the mid lane. I wonder if she's going to run the Conqueror build, which has been seeing more and more play as this season has kind of moved along, rather than the Phase Rush. Phase Rush does feel pretty good because you can't buy boots and it's all kind of built into your kit as Cassiopeia. But Conqueror, I mean, you're so strong just being able to spit out the Twin Fangs. And whenever I see a Cassiopeia, I love talking about this. You can literally click on your fountain and then just start spamming E and shooting out Twin Fangs, and it literally is a built-in orb walking. So that champion is just so fun to me, and behind Amumu and behind Kled should just kind of be that AP carry, just like Jinx is going to be with the rockets. But now she's got the Twin Fangs, just kind of banging everybody down, healing up for the Conqueror. So it's going to be exciting to see which runes and which keystones she takes on that pick.
Yeah, you're very right. If the Cassiopeia can stay on the outskirts, dealing very good damage and keeping them at that perfect range so she can deal damage and not be touched, it's going to be a very scary thought for Tempest.
And
I'm sorry.
the Spaceman Spiff?
Yeah, for Spaceman Spiff.
Those guys. The Miasma will actually stop the Warwick ult. It will stop Rakan from being able to dash away to safety. And I believe it may stop Xayah from being able to use the Feather Storm to stay safe, because it is a grounding ability. So, that's going to be exciting.
I was wondering how it worked with the Xayah, because it's not really a dash. It's kind of like she just flies up in the air, but it does ground you. So very interested to see how that interaction plays out.
Yeah, we're going to see that play out right before our eyes. And I mean, hey, you learn something new every day. So that's going to be interesting to see. We do see the phase rush on Cassiopeia, as that was a fairly quick loading. But we see phase rush, which is just going to make her quicker, I guess, and able to kind of just run you down. She's going to have that much more movement speed if she does land the Noxious Blast. I am still waiting, but I will be in soon, I promise. This is silly. I'm just waiting. I'm just looking at the game screen. Nobody's jumping into their fountain. 30 seconds until minions spawn.
So both teams just kind of chilling out in their respective sides. Warwick sitting in the mid lane. Yeah, line of scrimmage. Watching, making sure the other team doesn't intrude where they shouldn't.
This morning. Was this the look you were going for?
Tysa going bot lane, Lover Duo going back to lane. I'm very interested to see how this bot lane ends up going. Xayah is always strong, but with the Rakan, always a little bit stronger.
Okay, I'm back. I figured it out. I has the dumb quite a bit. But but we're back. And thank you for taking over there. And yeah, I mean, everybody just playing safe. They looked for some cheese, but they didn't find it. Both of these junglers are starting on the bottom side of the map, which last game we didn't see that. Yep, I am all set with that. Team Tempest taking a slight lead early, 100 gold. Nothing to get too crazy about, nothing to be too wooed about. And in the top lane, we just saw this matchup, and we're seeing it literally play out just as it did before. Kled shoving Vladimir in, Vladimir having to play scared. So now the biggest thing is, does Kled stick with the same itemization, or does he decide to build some magic resistance, some kind of tenacity or anything like that, and get that figured out?
Going mid.
The dash coming in from Moo. He's got the bandage toss. Lucky Maverick having to try and get away. The poison is on. The ignite is ticking, and that's going to be blood going over to HULV. Now Foozle Bamboozle forced to run away.
What a beautiful counter jungle. We saw that both the junglers took the exact same route in their jungle, going buff to the outside and going inside to their respective camps. Warwick being just a little bit quicker. Being caught by that Munu. And this top lane is aggressive as always.
Yeah, Kled's still remaining to be aggressive. Trying to find the kills onto Vladimir early, and that's exactly how we played it last time, and it worked well until the team fighting started to happen.
You see the Munu is taking the scuttle while Warwick takes his buff.
Yeah, there's actually the bandage toss underneath the turret. Is a Sanguine Pool available? Yes, it is, and it keeps Charmello alive. Here comes Warwick trying to help his top laner out. Kled is so close to getting Scarl back. Can he do it? He does not. Charmello's going to pick that one up, so a failed dive there means Spacemen Spiff grab one for themselves, and now HULV going to be run down. Lucky Maverick gonna pick that one up for himself. So 2-1 in kills for Spaceman Spiff.
Even in gold, both teams are practically even. But we are coming to the point where in last game things start to go very downhill very fast. But we see that things are being kept very stable around the map. This mid lane is respecting each other very well, just farming, poking every once in a while.
Yeah, Rakan under fire a little bit. Tidzy takes some damage, and Ultimate Ace getting ahead again early, up just shy of, or just about 15 CS. And we're seeing the same rhetoric play out. Ultimate Ace and Ashori pushing him underneath the turret. The dragon is available. It is going to be an Ocean Drake. Unfortunately, you're only going to get one of those this game, so it doesn't feel amazing, but still nice to have. Charmello is going to get caught up by the bear trap on a rope. Not enough, though. Again, am I missing the Sanguine Pools, or is he just not using it? But Sanguine Pool would stop just the follow-on damage, the auto attacks afterwards, just really anything there. It seems like he hangs onto it. That's way
He might
too
be
scary.
missing when he pulls beforehand. He might be using his pool to farm.
Yeah, Warwick going to start up the dragon, but he does get spotted out as Kled pushes out the wave to return to base. Syndra will do the same on the opposing side. And again, Ocean Drake available. Neither of these teams really looking to make too much of a move towards that objective. A nice little lead for Team Tempest, 500 gold in favor for them. And we're seeing that just really in every lane, kind of across the board. Top lane, not so much, just a little bit, but jungle and bottom lane being the huge dividends. And obviously that first blood, you know, 1 kill kind of equaling the 2 kills that Spaceman Spiff picked up. Amumu waiting towards that mid lane, maybe trying to see if Foozle will step up. Now level 6 are the top laners. Charmello manages to stay safe in that one. Drops the laugh on him. Going to back and forth, but he does have to be careful We do see a little bit of different build pathing. He built the Kindle Gem early in this game, whereas last time he built the Fiendish Codex first. So a little bit of health to stay just safer in that lane. Bamboozle going to get run down, though. There's the Unleashed Power. Not going to be enough to trade back the kill, and he manages to stay alive by the skin of his teeth. But Kled coming into the mid lane, wants to find it underneath the turret. Bamboozle will fall. Phoenix going to pick that one up now. 2-2 in kills. The dragon going to be started up. Team Tempest going to take the first dragon of the game. This game as well. They took it in game number 1, and they take it in game number 2, and we will be seeing a Mountain Drake next, as Charmello actually has a level lead over Phoenix early in this game.
Yeah, we see that the Syndra is taking the explosive route, is taking all AP early, while Cassiopeia is saving her gold for the late game items that scale for a lot later. And so I'm interested to see, this team is really going to scale really well. While the Kled is trying to pick up these curls early, the rest of the team is being very patient.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing the rhetoric flipped here. Now Charmello getting the better of the trades in the top lane. Kled still no magic resistance. He is going to be building that first item, Tiamat. But Lucky Maverick coming down. He has the ultimate available, but he's going to get bubbled up. Ultimate Ace trying to kite it back. There's a Nami wave coming out. Flash forward, finds the fear. There's the flash. Do they ult? No, they do not. The Featherstorm came out, but Infinite Duress going to be saved, which flash for flash, so not bad. No summoner spells now on Ultimate Ace. Not enough mana for the ultimate Warwick. You fool, coming down into that bottom lane. But they do manage to get the 80 carries flash. And as a jungler myself, flash for flash, not that bad. Warwick doesn't necessarily need flash to try and make a play because he does have that ultimate. Obviously, the flash fear feels good, but with the Infinite Duress, next time, he should be able to pick that one up.
We want to look at this bot lane. The Jinx is waiting on a good amount of gold.
He finds 2. He does have the ultimate available. There's a Curse of the Sad Mummy. A double bubble coming out. A huge rocket from Ultimate Ace. It's going to be a double kill for Team Tempest. Amumu finds 1. Jinx finds the other. Now Tinsy forced to run away. He does have the flash available, but no Featherstorm. He is going to retreat underneath his turret, but a beautiful engage. They catch Spaceman Spiff sleeping in that bush.
Wow, that was... They were not looking at their screens or something.
The ultimate whiffs in the mid lane. Syndra forced to flash away. Was too afraid. Saw the mummy coming up from the river, but just whiffs there, unfortunately. Flash and Ignite still available for Cassiopeia. Lucky Maverick. Bandage toss. Stuns him up. He's trying to get away. The junglers are going toe-to-toe. Tysa's waiting in the wings, though. There's the knockup. There's the Infinite Duress, and here comes Bamboozle. The bandage shots are trying to stay safe, but no flash available means HULV will fall.
And we see that the gold is swinging very quickly into Tempest's favor. They're up by about 800 gold now. A lot of the gold being onto this Amunu. And the lead in the... Oh. Place
Looked for something there, didn't find it. On the top lane, again, they're just going back and forth here. Charmello trying to kite it out. The healing reduction so huge in this fight. There's another bear trap on a rope. He does have the single pull available. Is he going to use it? He drops the Hemo Plague. Now underneath the turret is Phoenix. He's going to get the disengage from Scarl, and he will not go down. The bottom lane's going toe-to-toe, and meanwhile, all this is happening, the Rift Herald goes down in favor of Spaceman Spiff. Amumu making his way up. The ultimate is available for Kled. They might look for the engager. HOV does not have the Curse of the Sad Mummy, but there's just so much to dodge. There's a Sanguine Pool, but immediately following comes a Bandage Toss, and that should seal his fate. But no, the flash away, he stays safer now, and Tyson now looking for the engage. There's a quickness, but there is the wave. Tyson has to be careful. He will fall. A beautiful Feather Storm roots up a Shori, but Tidsy not able to get it done in a double kill for Ultimate Ace.
You see the power of a Jinx with the BF sword coming in there. And some other items too, a pickaxe, a cloak.
The junglers on the top side. There's a bandage toss though. Charmello trying to find some damage. Can they get the Scar away? Yes, they can, but Maverick goes dangerously low. He fall, and now a 2v1 underneath the turret. HULV tanking the aggro for now. Charmello has to be careful. He's got the empowered Q. He heals up just a bit, but he's still in a pretty bad spot. A bear trap on a rope could be enough to sit this one down, but the bandage toss locks him up, and Phoenix popping off now 3-1-0 on that Kled pick, and a nice 300 gold bounty on his head.
See that Tempest has the early aggression in this game, really going after getting those early kills and looking to set the pace from here.
The Ionia ranks are Platinum and Diamond. I believe it's, if not the top tier, one of the top tiers in the casual EAL. So yeah, it is the top tier in the casual EAL. So this is the best of the best, the cream of the crop, the peak of performance here. And we're seeing that as these games are kind of going back and forth. Spacemen Spiff on the red side managed to pick up game 1. And Team Tempest have taken a commanding lead in game 2. And I think a lot of that can attest to the normalized bottom lane that they picked up. Now 3-0-1 on the Jinx, 350 gold bounty on her head. And she's got the completed IE. And she, again, has the ability to just run away with this game. Phoenix actually used the teleport there to stop the Rift Herald. Plates are down, so no gold going to be going anywhere really. Just one charge off on the turret. The turret stays standing, and at the end of the day, a 4,400 gold lead for Team Tempest.
Yeah, 4,400 gold, a good amount of that being on the Jinx and the Kled, of course. We're looking at a very commanding showing here. The Kled being able to finish his cleaver. The Vladimir finishing his first item too. Charmello getting his Hextech item.
Yeah, Tidsy trying to keep his turret up with the feathers there. He does manage to keep that one alive for now, and Cloud Drake going to be the dragon we see for the rest of the game. And if you're Cassiopeia, if you're Jinx, if you're really anybody here, it's basically a Jinx passive after you use that rocket, able to just run everybody down. And so the movement speed on top of the ultimate cooldown reduction is going to feel good for Team Tempest. But, you know, with no dragons on the side of Team Tempest, that means 4 of them, or 4 Cloud Drakes, could be picked up by, or I'm sorry, Spaceman Spiff rather, have the option for 4 Cloud Drakes, which would feel pretty good.
Yes, Cloud Drakes are one of the stronger Drakes, of course. Being able to just Sonic the Hedgehog after you ult.
Yeah, top lane getting a little crazy. Charmello scaring us again. Getting a little bit low there. He does have the Sanguine Pool, though, and there it is. But here come 2 members of Team Tempest, and they want to try and sit him down, send him to a gray screen. He gets pulled back by the bear trap on a rope, and now rampaging is Phoenix on this Kled. And he was listening to us. He heard us. Oh, Fuzzle Bamboozle gets locked up there. The Unleashed Power going to come out, but not going to find anything. Phoenix actually flashed there defensively just to be safe, get away from that turret. And he must have been listening. His ears were ringing. We questioned his build last game, but he just goes right back to it, and he shows us why he's the captain of this team. But now Cassiopeia gets locked up. She does manage to make it out of that. Flashes away to try and stay safe. Now, can she kite back? She goes golden for just a moment. They might be able to find the re-engage. But Spaceman Spiff will retreat. Not going to bite off more than they could chew. They don't want to run into the fog of war. And just a solid play there by the mid-top duo for Team Tempest.
Yeah, we see that this bot side of the map is just lit up by Tempest. They have wards all over the place, ready to spot anyone going anywhere near that dragon.
Yeah, Rift Herald will be the next objective here in 30 seconds. Last game we saw 2 Rift Heralds going over, and we already see the pings coming out from Team Tempest to try and grab that one. The first one went the way of Spaceman Spiff, but unfortunately not able to get anything done with it, so we'll have to see if either of these teams can utilize the second Rift Herald here. And we're just shy of a 6,000 gold deficit for Spaceman Spiff, but they do have the scaling on their side. Shelly has made her way onto the map, and CasualEAL just is no slouch when it comes to taking these objectives. Not only do you have the eye on Shelly, but just spamming the Twin Fangs, melting everything. This is something to be worried about as well for the next Baron, or for the first Baron rather, and the next Dragon. As this CasualEAL gets built up, she becomes scary. But now Ultimate Ace has to be careful. He uses a heal there, but Unleashed Power says, no way, Jose. There's a shutdown, but they're looking for the engage. A beautiful ultimate from the combo there. A double kill for CasualEAL. Now they're looking for more. The poison is on. Taisa may fall, but he is able to stay alive. Now Charmello trying to trade it back, makes something out of nothing. Kled on the backline picks that one up, and Charmello goes down. An ace. A 5-for-1 for Team Tempest, and just a beautiful team fight there.
Yeah, very, very clean. 5-for-1 is by no means something to scruff at. And we see the gold lead just racking up at this point. 8,000 gold in the lead. Or not 8,000. Yeah, 8,000.
Yeah, just about.
I wasn't a math major.
Yeah, you never do the caster math. You just got to get close. That's why you just say about, or close to, or just shy of. That way you can't really get in trouble. If you just say it's close to this much,
in the vicinity.
Exactly. Just preface it with plus or minus, and you're good.
Always.
In that team fight, though, Ultimate Ace gets murdered. Immediately gets deleted off of the Rift. CasualEAL and Amumu locked everybody down. A beautiful 2-man ult from the CasualEAL allowed Amumu to get in the fight and drop the Curse of the Sad Mummy on 4 members, and then they just ran away with it from there. Now 3-0-5 on the CasualEAL. And then meanwhile, all that was happening, Phoenix ran back line for the Recon and didn't let him get away and picked that kill up too, cleaning up the ace. Just a really good team fight by Team Tempest there, and we're seeing just how strong they are on, again, normalized compositions. But CasualEAL gonna get caught up, drops the ultimate, trying to get away for now. She does have the Noxious Blast, and she has a team on her side. She stays alive, and Ultimate Ace picks up the first kill in this fight. Scat of the Week gonna knock him back for now, but that has got to feel horrible.
Yeah, we see the healing coming from Twin Fang. Very, very helpful in that situation.
Yeah, healing up and kiting back to the team. Nami able to top her off, so the Ignite did not take her down. And Taisa had to step up a little too far on the Recon to drop the Ignite, but now they engage underneath the turret. There's a Featherstorm, but there's the wave to top it off. Going golden is Xayah. She picks up 2. Can she finds another? That's going to be a double kill for her. Now, Ultimate Ace in a bad spot as Taisa will grab that one, so 3 members are dead. Baron is available, but the base is under siege. There's minions all over the place.
This Kled looking for something.
Oh, Kled is looking for a flank. Going in 1v4. CasualEAL not close enough to help out. Phoenix, you're in the wrong spot, buddy. That's not your jungle. He's going to get knocked off a Scarl, which will stop the charge. He blasts himself over the wall, but can he survive? He cannot. To the shutdown going over to Foozle Bamboozle. And again, Baron available. That's a strong member dead. Kled was 6-1 before falling there, but they're just going to take the safe route and not get anything. That is unfortunate. A Jinx rocket.
And we see they're going back. Syndra going back to spin that nice 900 gold she got off that Kled.
Yeah, a nice shutdown there, and Foozle Bamboozle, he really likes that Spellbinder there. He's, I guess the moving around there, he's got the extra movement speed. It just allows him to kite on these champions, but 2 items completed for him. But his counterpart, Cassiopeia, so strong, has it completed Leandries and the Seraph's Embrace. So has that extra shield just to stay healthy. And I mean, we're only 22 minutes into the game, so there is still some scaling to be done. But overall, the Warwick pick, the Vladimir pick, they've kind of felt underwhelming thus far, as Team Tempest just going to clear out some vision, push in these lanes. Right now, they know they're stronger, so it's, you know, pretty easy to kind of be in the face of Spaceman Spiff and not have to worry about anything.
And the power bounties, Syndra, although has less assist, has actually 300 more gold than her counterpart Cassiopeia, just because of that large bounty on the Kled. It's enough to slingshot you ahead of your opponent.
Phoenix looking for something underneath the turret. Charmello gonna stay safe for now. Shuri is here though to back him up. Now Lucky Maverick gonna get caught up in the jungle. Not so lucky this time. He ults away, but it doesn't matter. Ultimate Ace picks that one up, and now running down the Xayah is the rest of this team. But a beautiful recall there on the feathers. The movement goes a little too deep. He drops Ultimate onto 4, but he will fall. Ultimate Ace manages to find another one, and he's just running the team down. A beautiful ultimate there from the Syndra. That's gonna be 3 for 2 so far in favor of Team Tempest, but Ultimate Ace wants more. That's a scary jinx.
Yeah, Ultimate Ace showing no fear.
6, 2, and 3. The Cloud Drake's on the ultimate, really paying dividends there. The cooldown reduction, just making sure they're available in every fight. And Amumu lands a beautiful ult on the backline, but just a little too deep. Had no follow-up. Now Phoenix in quite a bit of trouble. He's going to be healed up from the Nami Ardent Sensor available as well. Lucky Maverick looking to turn this one around. And we're still just sitting at about an 8,000 gold lead for Team Tempest. Not really able to break any higher. And Spaceman Spiff obviously not able to come back just enough to get themselves back in this game. Dragon going to be available. That is Soul Point. He's trying to get his Scarl back there. He's teasing the Baron a little bit. Doing what he can. Just recall, man. Just recall. You're sitting on 900 gold. Dragon spawning here in just under 15 seconds. And again, not something that you want to give over. Soul Point does feel horrible. And especially for this team. Again, just going to be able to run you down. Cassiopeia drops the ultimate and then just able to kite her way around. The Kled ultimate making you insanely fast on top of the charge itself. But this is going to be conceded. Spacemen Spiff playing it safe. They know they cannot contest. But the next Dragon is pretty Elden.
Spaceman Spiff does not have much vision around the map. They have been forced to play very close to their own base, and they have not been able to set up any sort of map control. And we see that with the other team just going straight for Baron.
Yeah, Baron going to be started up, and it's going to be melted very quickly now, just under 4,000 HP. Can Lucky Maverick get in? He is 2 levels down. He comes in, and they do not get the steal. Lucky Maverick in the middle of 5. Unfortunately, Tysa follows up, and that's going to be 2 dead. And HULV is not done here. He goes forward. Not going to find the bandage toss, but they do find the Baron and 2 members as they start to pressure this base. He is a little bit further than the rest of his team, so he has to be careful. But here comes the remaining cavalry. 5 members. Kled teleported to the bottom side. He's going to get that pushing out. And we still have 10 seconds on the 2 members from Spaceman Spiff. Looking at a gray screen for now.
Yeah, and the commanding performance from Cassiopeia and the Jinx. That consistent damage on top of that Nami ult and the Amuna ult put so much pressure onto the other team to make a decision very quickly whether they want to take the fight or get out of there. And the Cassiopeia not making that an easy choice.
Yeah, the power going to come out, but just not enough. A huge ultimate there from the Cassiopeia, finds 2, and now HULV looks for more, goes in onto Charmello. Charmello, though, going to stay alive for now. He does have the Sanguine Pool. Tinsy picks up 1. Can he find a second one? Phoenix underneath the turret will go down, but it doesn't matter because here comes the cavalry. The remaining 3 members of Team Tempest find those kills. A 3 for 2, again, in favor of Team Tempest with the minions banging down the base. Syndra and Rakan, the only remaining members. do they have enough? Ultimate Ace gets deleted, and now they have to be careful here. It's only CasualEAL and the Nami to try and finish this game out. The Nexus turret does fall, but it looks like they're going to play it safe. They don't want to step up Foozle Bamboozle too strong at this point in the game, so they are just going to take the topside inhibitor turret and leave that inhibitor to the minions. A nice turnaround there. Ultimate Ace stepping up a little too far.
Yeah, they're happy to just take that that turret and walk away. They're up by around 11,000 gold now, so they're happy to go back to the base, spend some gold, get some jungle camps, and then come back and try to finish it out, pushing into their jungle. Tempest looking to close out this game, maybe.
Yeah, and they're doing it very surgically here. They're finding all of the objectives, every single dragon, Baron up this point, the only Baron, 2 inhibitors down, trying to make it a third. They're really taking everything. They don't want to give Spacemen Spiff even the slightest chance to come back in this game, and Spacemen Spiff have 0 turrets down. Just the objective control from Team Tempest has been huge this game. Foozle Bamboozle trying to be cheeky, hiding in the bush, but he does get spotted out by the blue ward. And as they make their way and farm up the entire jungle for Spaceman Spiff, they are looking to take that top lane inhibitor. The Nexus is open, so they can just run up to it and attack it. But as we've all seen in our solo queue games, that doesn't always work. So they're going to take the team approach here and just make sure that they get the minions pushing. Amumu is actually not here yet, so they need to be careful. CasualEAL in the mid lane as well, so they don't have all 5 members on the top side, but 1 Jinx rocket chunking everybody down about 20% HP down. And now CasualEAL finds Charmello. Charmello shoots a single pool. The poison is ticking down. Is it going to be enough? He heals up just a little bit. He goes golden to stay alive, and that's going to be the shutdown going over to Syndra. Now Jinx finds one on the backside with the rocket. Lucky Maverick in trouble. He falls as well. They're trying to stay safe. Taisa flashes away. He may fall, but he's forced to retreat back to the fountain as Tidzy goes down. The Nexus under fire, and game number 2 going the way of Team Tempest. A ace, a quadra kill for the Jinx, and that's game 2 for you.
Very, very exciting game. About 12,000 gold lead in favor of Tempest when it all's said and done.
Yeah, and a fun series to watch. As soon as one team got a lead, they were able to just grow it into a even further advantage and win out the game that way. And we see Team Tempest, they come back, they play something standard, and Ultimate Ace goes 14-5. Again, working towards that kill participation, popping off on the Jinx. Foozle Bamboozle, he was kind of the rock last game for his team, keeping him alive with the Orianna pick. You see him go 7-3-3 on the Syndra in this game, but just unfortunately didn't have the cavalry behind him to back it up.
You see the Jinx putting in a lot of damage, putting the team in a position where they can play however they want and put that front line, you know, the Amunu, the CasualEAL, the Kled, very, very strong. Jinx in the back.
Yeah, and Amumu built just as we had expected him to be that tank, that front line. He did not go AP, so Kled and Amumu in the front line, allowing CasualEAL and Jinx to kind of just tee off on the backside, dealing, you know, you see all the damage there coming from the Jinx, the rockets, just everything, the AoE. So a dominant performance there from Team Tempest.
Very, very exciting. And like we were talking about earlier, that ability to engage, Tempest switching off from the poke style more into an engage and sustain style. The Munu, I think, a very, very solid pick from them. Really liked it.
Yeah, they really flipped the rhetoric here on this one, but I'm not too sure if we are going to be doing an interview as both of these teams won a game. 1-1 though. Something that is notable here is both of these teams are now 6-4. They came in 5-3. Now both teams 6-4, so still tied in the standings. So I'd imagine we may have to see some kind of tiebreaker if these teams aren't already working towards their playoffs to secure a spot. And that's exciting. That's exactly what you want to see, right? Obviously, if you're one of these teams, you want to take a 2-0 series, but this just keeps the games rolling, which means there's more for us to watch and more for us to cast. And the CasualEAL as a whole just really has been an exciting league. So I like that. Let's be even and let's do tiebreakers because that's more games. Alrighty, well, that is going to finish things up for us here at the Casual EAL in the Ionia division. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Greedy, thank you for being an awesome color caster for us today. Do you have any final remarks as we close out the broadcast? All right, everybody, guys, for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.